Hey there. Welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving deep into an age-old philosophy that has guided human interactions for centuries, Stoicism. While Stoic teachings date back to ancient Greece and Rome, their relevance hasn't faded with time. In fact, these principles are just as powerful and applicable today as they were thousands of years ago. Stoicism wasn't just a guide for philosophers and emperors like Marcus Aurelius. It was a way to navigate the complexities of human relationships, a challenge we all still face. Think about your everyday interactions. How often do you find yourself in conflict, misunderstanding, or frustration with others? Maybe it's a coworker who never seems to listen, a friend who's quick to judge, or even a loved one whose words sometimes hurt more than heal. These moments can leave us feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or even powerless. The truth is, we've all been there, caught in the web of difficult conversations and unresolved tensions. It's in these very moments that Stoicism offers profound wisdom, giving us the tools to handle such challenges with grace and clarity. In today's video, we'll explore how you can apply Stoic principles to navigate and resolve problems with people effectively. We'll share 8 powerful Stoic tips that will not only help you manage conflicts but also foster stronger, healthier relationships. Whether it's learning to respond rather than react, focusing on what you can control, or embracing imperfection, these timeless strategies will equip you to face any interpersonal challenge with confidence and composure. So, let's get started on this journey to mastering the art of dealing with people, through the lens of Stoic philosophy. 1. Seek to understand, then to be understood. In Stoicism, empathy is more than just a feeling, it's a fundamental practice rooted in the understanding of human nature. The Stoics believe that everyone is interconnected through our shared capacity for reason, which means that our interactions should be guided by a deep sense of mutual respect and understanding. Before we rush to make our own point, the Stoics teach us to pause and consider the other person's perspective. This principle, seeking to understand before being understood, can be the key to de-escalating conflicts and fostering more harmonious relationships. When we make the effort to truly understand where someone else is coming from, we're not just hearing their words, we're engaging with their emotions, motivations, and underlying concerns. This shift in focus from ourselves to the other person can transform a potentially heated exchange into a constructive dialogue. Instead of reacting defensively, we create space for empathy, which in turn can dissolve tensions and open the door to a more meaningful connection. To put this into practice, start with active listening. This means giving the other person your full attention, without interrupting or thinking about your response while they're speaking. Reflect on what they've said by paraphrasing or summarizing their points to ensure you've understood correctly. Additionally, ask clarifying questions to dig deeper into their perspective. Questions like, "Can you tell me more about how you feel?" Or "What's most important to you in this situation?" Demonstrate that you value their viewpoint and are committed to understanding them fully. By prioritizing understanding, you pave the way for more effective and compassionate communication. 2. Respond, don't react. How many times have you said something in the heat of the moment that you later regretted? It's in these moments of impulse that we often create more problems than we solve. The Stoics recognized this human tendency and offered a powerful antidote, the art of responding rather than reacting. Reacting is instinctive, it's an emotional, often unconsidered, knee-jerk response to a situation. When we react, we're driven by immediate emotions like anger, fear, or frustration. These reactions can escalate conflicts, damage relationships, and leave us feeling out of control. In contrast, responding is a conscious choice. It involves taking a step back, assessing the situation with clarity, and choosing a course of action that aligns with our values and long-term goals. The Stoic practice of pausing before acting is central to this concept. Marcus Aurelius advised that we take a moment to think before speaking or acting. This pause allows us to reflect on our emotions, consider the consequences of our actions, and respond in a way that is measured and thoughtful. By doing so, we avoid the pitfalls of impulsive reactions and instead, engage in interactions that are calm, rational, and constructive. To cultivate this practice, techniques like mindful breathing and mindfulness can be incredibly effective. When you feel a surge of emotion, take a few deep breaths to center yourself. This simple act can help calm your nervous system and create the mental space needed to respond thoughtfully. Mindfulness, too, trains us to observe our emotions without becoming overwhelmed by them, enabling us to choose our responses wisely. Through these practices, we can transform our interactions, turning potential conflicts into opportunities for growth and understanding. 3. Communicate clearly and respectfully. Clear communication is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, reflecting the belief that how we express ourselves directly impacts the quality of our relationships. The Stoics emphasize the importance of clarity in speech, understanding that words have the power to build connections or create divisions. When we communicate clearly, we remove ambiguity, reduce misunderstandings, and foster an environment where ideas can be exchanged openly and constructively. One of the most effective ways to achieve clear communication is by using I statements. Instead of saying, "You never listen to me," which places blame and can trigger defensiveness, try framing it as, "I feel unheard when I try to express my thoughts." This subtle shift from you to I focuses on your own experience rather than assigning fault, making it easier for the other person to hear and understand your perspective. This approach not only conveys your message more effectively but also encourages a more cooperative dialogue. Equally important is the practice of avoiding blame in your communication. The Stoics believed in taking responsibility for our own emotions and reactions, rather than projecting them onto others. Blame can quickly escalate a discussion into an argument, whereas a blame-free approach allows for a more honest and productive conversation. By focusing on the issue at hand, rather than assigning fault, you create a space where solutions can be explored without unnecessary conflict. Respect in dialogue is another key principle in Stoic communication. This means maintaining calmness and politeness, even when emotions run high. The Stoics taught that we should treat others with the same dignity and respect we desire for ourselves. By keeping our tone measured and our language respectful, we not only uphold our own integrity but also set the stage for a more positive and effective exchange. Through clear, respectful communication, we can navigate even the most challenging interactions with grace and understanding. 4. Focus on what you can control. One of the most profound teachings of Stoicism is the concept of focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we cannot. This principle is rooted in the understanding that many aspects of life, including other people's actions and external events, are beyond our control. However, we do have control over our own thoughts, emotions, and responses. By directing our energy toward what we can influence, we avoid the frustration and anxiety that come from trying to change the unchangeable. When conflicts arise, it's easy to get caught up in trying to alter the other person's behavior or force an outcome that aligns with our desires. But the Stoics remind us that this approach often leads to more tension and dissatisfaction. Instead, they encourage us to identify the aspects of the situation that we can influence, such as our own reactions, communication style, and mindset. By focusing on these controllables, we empower ourselves to navigate the conflict more effectively and with greater peace of mind. Letting go of what we can't control requires both acceptance and adaptation. Acceptance means acknowledging that there are limits to our influence and being at peace with those limits. It's about understanding that, despite our best efforts, some things are simply out of our hands. Adaptation, on the other hand, involves adjusting our expectations and actions in response to these realities. By practicing acceptance and adaptation, we free ourselves from the burden of trying to control the uncontrollable, allowing us to approach conflicts with greater clarity and resilience. This Stoic mindset helps us remain centered and focused, even in the midst of challenging interactions. 5. Accept imperfection. What if the pursuit of perfection is actually what's holding you back? The Stoics understood that striving for perfection can be a double-edged sword. While it drives us to improve, it can also set us up for disappointment when reality doesn't match our idealized expectations. The Stoic view is clear: human beings are inherently fallible, and imperfection is a natural part of life. In Stoicism, there's a profound acceptance of human flaws, not just in others, but in ourselves as well. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher-emperor, often reminded himself that people are going to make mistakes, act out of ignorance, or behave irrationally. This acceptance wasn't an excuse for poor behavior but a recognition of the reality of human nature. By accepting that people, including ourselves, are imperfect, we free ourselves from the frustration that comes with expecting others to meet impossibly high standards. Embracing imperfection means recognizing that mistakes are not only inevitable but also opportunities for growth. When we accept our own fallibility, we become more compassionate toward others. We stop demanding perfection from those around us and start focusing on progress and understanding. This shift in perspective helps us manage our expectations, making us more resilient when things don't go as planned. Practically, this means adjusting how we approach our interactions. Instead of being quick to criticize, try to understand why someone might have acted the way they did. Show compassion by offering support rather than judgment. By managing our expectations and approaching others with empathy, we can create stronger, more forgiving relationships, grounded in the understanding that we are all imperfect beings on a shared journey of growth. 6. Reflect on your own behavior. In the midst of a conflict, it's easy to focus on what others did wrong. But Stoic philosophy teaches us that true wisdom comes from looking inward first. Self-reflection is a cornerstone of Stoic practice, urging us to examine our own actions and thoughts before casting judgment on others. The Stoics believe that understanding oneself is the key to personal growth and better relationships. When conflicts arise, instead of immediately pointing fingers, the Stoics would have us ask, what role did I play in this situation? This question isn't about blaming yourself but about taking responsibility for your part in the conflict. It encourages a deeper understanding of how your words, actions, or even unspoken attitudes may have contributed to the problem. By doing this, you gain clarity on the dynamics at play and open up the possibility for positive change, both in yourself and in the relationship. To cultivate this habit of introspection, Stoicism recommends tools like journaling and meditation. Journaling is a powerful way to document your thoughts and behaviors, allowing you to reflect on them more objectively. At the end of each day, consider writing down any conflicts or difficult interactions you had, along with your thoughts and feelings. This practice helps you to identify patterns in your behavior and areas for improvement. Meditation, on the other hand, offers a space for quiet reflection. By sitting in stillness, you can observe your mind without judgment, gaining insights into your reactions and emotions. Through these practices, you can develop a more honest and compassionate understanding of yourself, leading to more mindful and constructive interactions with others. 7. Avoid gossip and negative talk. Gossip may seem harmless, but from a Stoic perspective, it's a destructive force that undermines relationships and poisons our character. The Stoics were adamant that we should avoid speaking ill of others, recognizing that gossip and negative talk not only harm those being spoken about but also degrade the speaker's integrity. In Stoic philosophy, words are seen as powerful tools that should be used to build up, not tear down. When we engage in gossip, we perpetuate misunderstandings and deepen divisions. Negative talk, whether behind someone's back or to their face, can exacerbate conflicts and erode the trust that is fundamental to any healthy relationship. Once trust is broken, it's difficult to rebuild, and the damage caused by careless words can linger long after the conversation has ended. The Stoics understood this well and urged us to speak only what is true, necessary, and kind. Instead of resorting to gossip or negativity, Stoicism encourages us to address issues directly and constructively. If you have a problem with someone, consider discussing it with them in a respectful and honest manner. This approach not only honors the dignity of the other person but also fosters a culture of transparency and mutual respect. By focusing on solutions rather than spreading negativity, we contribute to a more positive and supportive environment. Through mindful speech and a commitment to avoiding gossip, we can strengthen our relationships and live in greater harmony with others. The Stoics remind us that our words have the power to heal or to harm. Choose wisely. 8. Focus on solutions, not blame. When conflicts arise, it's tempting to ask, who's at fault? But what if that question is less important than, how can we fix this? The Stoics emphasize the importance of focusing on practical solutions rather than getting lost in blame. Blaming others might offer temporary relief or a sense of vindication, but it rarely leads to resolution. Instead, it can entrench people in their positions, making it harder to move forward. Stoicism teaches us that it's far more productive to concentrate on what can be done to resolve the issue. This focus on solutions over faults not only shifts the dynamic of a conversation but also empowers everyone involved to work towards a common goal. The Stoics believe that by directing our energy toward what is within our control, like finding a solution, we contribute positively to the situation rather than worsening it with accusations and recriminations. Shifting from blame to problem solving begins with a change in mindset. Instead of asking, who's responsible for this? Try asking, what can we do to fix it? This simple reframing opens the door to collaboration and constructive dialogue. It's about moving from a place of judgment to one of cooperation, where the goal is to resolve the issue rather than assign fault. To find constructive solutions, consider steps like brainstorming and collaboration. Brainstorming allows for the generation of ideas without the pressure of criticism, encouraging creative and innovative thinking. Collaboration, on the other hand, involves working together to find a solution that everyone can agree on, fostering a sense of shared responsibility and mutual respect. By focusing on solutions, we not only resolve conflicts more effectively but also build stronger, more resilient relationships. In today's exploration of Stoic principles for resolving conflicts, we've delved into 8 powerful strategies. We learned the importance of seeking to understand before seeking to be understood, responding thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively, and communicating clearly and respectfully. We also explored focusing on what we can control, embracing imperfection, reflecting on our own behavior, avoiding gossip and negative talk, and concentrating on solutions rather than blame. Each of these approaches aligns with Stoic wisdom, guiding us towards more harmonious and effective interactions. By applying these Stoic principles, we can transform our approach to conflicts, fostering healthier relationships and personal growth. Remember, the path to resolving issues lies not in perfection, but in understanding, patience, and constructive dialogue. We'd love to hear how these tips resonate with you. Have you used Stoic principles to navigate conflicts in your own life? Share your experiences and solutions in the comments below. Your insights could inspire others on their journey toward better communication and resolution. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more content on applying Stoic philosophy in practical ways.